Hey guys, today we are going to watch how the USA Delta Force attacked Venezuela and captured their president. So this is the biggest news of them all, and even the whole world is talking about it. Even in India, it's a lot of a big thing to talk about because everybody's suspecting that USA did it for oil and this happened. And why did they just capture the whole, the president out of it? It's like taking Narendra Modi out of our country. It's a very, very big thing. But as far as the news are concerned, some people are saying that the president was not a good guy and that's why US did it, and other people are saying that US did it because Venezuela has a lot of oil reserves and that is why.
This was shocking news. When I read that the president is bought, so it was like, oh my god, what is happening? Because we have previously saw that video that they have some conflict in the navy or in the sea maybe, so we don't know what is happening over there.
It was like US was trying to attack Venezuela from a long time and they were just waiting for the right moment. But how did they do it? Let's watch the video.
How do you capture a high value target when the whole world is watching? You create a masterclass in deception. The CIA set the stage with a single building as bait and filled the sky with 150 aircraft to create a deafening sonic shield for the helicopters to drop Delta forces.
150?
F-35s lit up the perimeter, turning night into day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Madura was gone.
Wow.
We'll also look at how the US uses the F-35 jets in its Navy
radars,
to launch a large-scale attack, all in the
detect
video ahead.
Yeah, I think so.
In the dead of night, that is 2 in the morning,
detect.
the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how U.S. played at deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion.
How we also saw the videos of the aircraft carrier only. So everybody was focused on that aircraft carrier, that okay, they are attacking and they are going to do something. And Venezuela was also trying to attack the aircraft carrier. But they attacked from the other side.
It was a surgical extraction. We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolás Maduro. Let's start with step 1. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela.
Yeah, we saw the videos.
The U.S. R4 Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords.
Narco-terrorist.
But while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2, the strike. It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time. High above, several F-35 stealth fighters punch a hole through the enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target.
The S-300 did not work. India has S-400. I hope that works.
Yeah, that works,
If sometimes any jet attacks us.
With the skies clear, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlota Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground describe widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secretive special forces units in the U.S. military.
Delta Force.
Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets. How did they find him? Simple. The CIA had planted spy inside Nicolás Maduro close circle.
There were spies.
While back in the U.S., Delta Force built an exact replica of his safe house, rehearsing the
US
raid.
always uses this kind of technique because I've also seen about the documentaries of Pablo Escobar and all these Al Chapo, and US always has a mole inside their own party and then they capture the guy. And like how the president was captured and how everything, and the US did not get any damage at all. Like
Yeah.
US was fighting Taliban in Afghanistan, they got a lot of damage. But
I think so because of the rehearsals they have done.
yeah, actually, they are
Well, they
becoming
could do
too
it
perfect.
blindfolded. While operators
world.
breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors.
Blowtorch?
Maduro's shock and awe froze him as Delta Force breached
Oh
the
my
compound.
God.
Nicholas
Oh.
Maduro and his wife, Celia
So
Flores, were
basically
physically
they
secure.
kidnapped him.
Yeah.
This wasn't a negotiation. They were detained and immediately moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban
So
extractions
fast.
from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging
so
base in the
quick.
Caribbean. This Operation Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight. But wait before after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela.
Because they are the best
Because
ones.
this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese
Ah.
radar networks, integrated
Oh.
Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders.
Iranian drones.
Iranian-
This creates a
Shahed.
highly lethal and challenging environment that older S-16s would struggle to survive.
Oh, so
Oh.
S300
stated-
is good against F16.
Oh.
But not the F-35. And we have seen the video of F-35. They are super fast. And super stealth also.
Around 150 aircrafts and a massive 8 U.S. destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses. Signals a readiness to counter Venezuela's entire air defense network if necessary. But why
Wow.
Venezuela Air Force failed to intercept. As of 2025, Venezuela's fighter jet fleet consists mainly of approximately 21 Sukhoi Su-30
2021?
multiple fighters
Koi.
delivered by Russia between 2006 and
old.
2008,
That is like
which now form the backbone of
very
their
old
combat
version.
air power. Additionally, they maintain about 5 operational S-16 Fighting Falcons from an older batch, including 3 single-seat S-16s and 2 two-seat
They were no match to
S-16Ds.
USA.
These S-16s are aging and suffer from limited maintenance and part support due to U.S. sanctions, although they have been supplemented with Israeli upgrades. Venezuela acquired its S-16 jets from the United States through a foreign military
They should
sales
update
agreement
their
called Peace
weapons.
Delta in May 1982,
My
during a
God.
period of good diplomatic and military relations. They were the first Latin American country to receive the S-16, with deliveries occurring
Oh.
between 1983 and 1985. The reason the U.S.
And now
does not
look.
use F-16s in current operations is because these jets lack the stealth capabilities necessary to evade the S-300 and other integrated defenses. The advanced S-300V or Anti-2500 systems, supported by dense Chinese and Russian radar, can easily detect and target older aircraft at long ranges. Sending
Oh.
F-16s into such an environment would result in high attrition risks as they are vulnerable to radar detection
That
and
is why
missile
US
engagement.
used F-35.
Not to forget the
Yeah.
Russian Buck air defense system that can take out an S-16 with ease. These are cheap
And
R-15
they
or
can attack.
24 Buck systems are already active and mobile all over the country.
Oh.
Additionally,
So
F-16s
this is their
are less
line of
effective.
defense. So they don't have their,
Jets and all.
jets and everything. So they are just like, okay, they have placed these. And like US used a better jet and all of them were like,
Finished.
not worth it. Like they were
Yeah.
like pennies.
In contested airspace saturated with drones, especially the Iranian Shahed drones used by Venezuela for reconnaissance and kamikaze strikes. The F-35, however, offers crucial advantages. Its stealth design enables it to fly undetected or with much lower risk, making it effective against advanced surface-to-air missiles and
Wow.
networked radar systems. Its sensor fusion, electronic warfare, and data link capabilities allow it to simultaneously suppress and target mobile and fixed air defense positions, adapting rapidly to counter Russian and Chinese radar
US
configurations.
is way ahead of Russia and China.
Yeah.
While the
is
aircrafts
clear.
took out the anti-air defenses Venezuelan military as a whole, this allowed the CIA and special forces to advance towards its target. The overwhelming presence of advanced Russian, Chinese, Iranian, and indigenous air defense and drone systems on the Venezuelan border means that the stealth fighter jets, or the first wave of attack, provide both the survivability and strike capability required for such operations.
What was the
But how do
point?
they rotate clockwise? Well, the distance from Puerto Rico to Venezuela is about 1,300 kilometers. This is roughly 810 miles, which translates to around 1.5 hours of flight time for an F-35 flying at high subsonic speeds. These jets
1.5
rotated
hours.
clockwise as its combat radius is approximately 770 miles,
Oh,
meaning it can reach
wow.
most of Venezuela from Puerto Rico with careful fuel management and limited loitering. To extend mission time and reach deeper inland, air-to-air refueling tankers deployed strategically in the Caribbean region support these operations.
Air-to-air refueling. Wow.
In situations requiring strikes within minutes, U.S. amphibious assault ships equipped with F-35Bs can launch jets rapidly. From such
And they
ships
have
positioned
11
in the
of these
Caribbean,
aircraft carriers.
F-35Bs can reach Venezuelan targets within roughly 15 to 10 minutes, depending on speed and route. Targets typically include narco-traffickers' networks, air defense installations, command centers, and drone facilities, enabling flexible sea-based strike options against both Venezuelan military and criminal infrastructure. In essence, the F-35 deployment by the U.S. near Venezuela redefines military capabilities in the region. It combines stealth, advanced sensors, electronic warfare, and networked operations to overcome sophisticated air defenses
And
and
only
maintain
this-
persistent air
Like
superiority
only USA
and
has
rapid
this. No other country
strikeability
can has this.
against a
Have
broad
this.
spectrum of targets in
And so they're
Venezuela.
not going to sell it.
Yeah.
This reflects a strategy that goes beyond counter-narcotics to deter and, if necessary, decisively counter the Venezuelan military threat.
Venezuela was no match for USA because USA is so powerful, and they had all the S-300s and all the Iranian things, and they also had Chinese radars, but nothing worked against it because all these Chinese items are good because they show that they have equal capabilities to what USA has, but they are not tried and tested in war, and that is the main thing, that USA always tries and tests their best things in wars and in the small skirmishes. Because of that, they have all these powerful things that are tried and tested, and that is why countries trust them a lot.
Yeah, the video was so informative, and this just shows that it's not only about the weapons, it's also about the planning they have made. Like, just imagine if you're living in a country and your president is kidnapped.
Actually.
Like, this is a big thing because presidents has a lot of security and people around them and safety and all. Even they're walking on the road, on the car, like 10 to 20 cars and all. But after all that, US has executed that plan and took him.
And actually, I feel like, how would that country's people feel like?
Yeah.
Like, my president has gone. Well, what to do? Are they angry at USA or are they happy with USA? Because, like, as USA is claiming that he was spreading drugs and violence, so they might be happy with that. So, what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So, do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.
Bye.